What up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back to the Warframe video. So, we have some news on something very, very important. If you are someone that enjoys rolling ribbons, accumulating resources, or whatever, we have our first double resource weekend in multiple years. Nearly 3 years, we have not had a double resource weekend, and it is on its way. So we're going to go over that news announcement and also some brief Tennocon stuff. But before we get into it, make sure you sub to the channel and all that. Make sure you check out the live stream channel. We will be live later today working on some builds for arbitrations and maybe even some more Steel Essence farms. Although Steel Essence is much, much worse farming nowadays compared to back in the day when we were doing Ophelia and Odin. So keep that in mind. It's probably going to be Vitus Essence is the best Kufa farm for this upcoming weekend. Okay, so we'll also get some gameplay on the screen. Let's go over their announcement. So, this is going to be information about Tennocon. The big thing here, who cares about this other stuff? You know, you get an ugly Cyandana, you get some stupid throwing star weapons. Here's the important thing. Affinity and Booster Weekend. So, there's going to be a double XP and double resources. And the thing about that is that it's not just a weekend. I mean, unless you have a all-week weekend for some reason, from July 11th to July 17th, there will be double XP and double resources in Warframe. And just to put this in perspective, if you're someone that has not really, maybe you're a newer player, maybe you just don't know about everything that happens in this game, we have not had a double resource booster. The most recent one that we could find was March 13th of 2020. Just a reminder, if you don't know what day it is 2022. And it's actually, we're getting into the 7th month of 2022 here. So we're going over 2 years, about 2.5 years of no double resource weekend. Another extra point here, that ever since Steel Essence was introduced, there has not been a double resource weekend. This will be the first double resource weekend ever with Steel Essence, which is kind of crazy because Steel Essence has been out for a long time. Now there's multiple ways you could look at this. Like, oh yeah, D is so nice, they're giving us double resource weekend all this time. Or what my point of view was, as I said, I feel like they're never going to give us double resource weekend ever again unless they're super, super desperate or the game is in not a good state. I feel like there might be a little bit of truth to that idea where it's like, well, what is there really to do in Warframe right now? There are some big bugs with every Merciless Arcane and like damage stacking in general where you're not doing your full damage. The UI will say you're getting all the Merciless stacks, but if any of them decay, you're pretty much screwed for the rest of the mission. So that's making it where I don't want to play, really, because a lot of things I do when I play this game is like test out weapons, test out builds. But if the big things I'm basing my builds around, galvanized mods, Merciless Arcanes, etc., if those aren't working, I'm just wasting my time because the numbers I'm looking at on the screen for, they're just wrong number. After they bug fix the Merciless Arcanes, I'll be doing so much more damage. Why even bother wasting my time? So I can pretty much only work on frame builds right now and things that don't use galvanized mods. Basically the entire Sister of Parvos, galvanized mods, Merciless update, that is all not working properly right now. So the game's in a bad state in that situation. I don't know if there's any performance issues. I've been hearing from other people there's performance issues right now too. So pretty much DE is pulling out the stops. Hey, people that haven't played in a while, maybe they want double Kuva because double Kuva is a thing. I mean, we've never gotten Riven stat, we get Riven stat reductions and buffs and stuff like that. We never actually got a stat locker for Rivens. We never gotten any control over your RNG. All you do is get more and more Kuva as time goes on. So yeah, the best Kuva farm is going to be Vitus Essence farming, and expect a guide on that from me probably in the next week. But unfortunately, there's those Merciless bugs I was just telling you about. So you're going to find your damage in other means, like maybe having a Chroma buffing you, having a Volt electric shock augment to give you extra damage, that kind of stuff, because Merciless Arcanes are off the table right now. But let's go over some more Tennocon stuff here. So we've got the official Twitch drops of Tennocon. There's going to be a new war fan called the Veracrez. I don't really see any information on here what it does, but it is going to be a new war fan. This thing you're seeing in Titania's hands right here, that is new. It just looks like a war fan, and I highly doubt it will fire off blades, but the thing is, if they're making this a Twitch drop for Tennocon, it's probably got something interesting tied to it, because if it's just another generic Warframe like the Gunsin, like, that's not exciting at all. Just for reference sake, the last two Tennocon weapons we've gotten are the Athodai, that heat pistol that has like a jet engine alt fire, and we also got the Vastalok, which is like a slash melee shotgun that fires off a bunch of blades and does pretty good damage, pretty good for shattering impact. It was bugged at first, but it eventually got fixed. So I'm expecting this thing to have some goofy gimmick that we're not aware of, or be really, really high stats. So either way, make sure you got your Twitch drops connected and all that stuff, and watch 30 minutes between 12:30 and 5 p.m. on whatever day Tennocon's on. Additionally, you can get a Titania Prime for free if you watch during the big reveal. As you can see, Titania Prime is on Deviri, it looks like, in the background. So they're going to be talking about the Deviri reveal, what's going on there. Like, is it going to be an open world? Is it going to be like a new tile set? I'm guessing it'll be an open world. I mean, I'd be very, very surprised it wasn't an open world. With like the Void Dragon open world boss and all that kind of stuff. And additionally, the final thing that they've got here is the Stranger's Hood. So this is going to be tied to Deviri for sure, starting at 12:30 ET on July 16th. So there will be a double resource weekend during Tennocon, it seems. Am I reading that right? Yeah, July 11th to July 17th. So I'm guessing that this is going to be during Tennocon, unless Tennocon's on the 17th. I actually forgot what day it's on. But yeah, you'll be able to buy this hood for your whatever he's called, the operator, for 1 credit from the market. And it'll only be available for 48 hours. So if you don't get this, I'm assuming you'll never be able to get it again. Or maybe Borrow will bring it someday. It's July 16th. So yeah, during Tennocon, there will be a double resource weekend. So I'll probably be actually farming during Tennocon. So that's cool, I guess. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the video, guys. Like I said, I wanted to make sure that you guys are aware of this. Look out for some Kuva farming guides in the next couple of days, because as far as other things to farm, like maybe you can get some resources for, maybe some Orican cells for building some like Forma or something like that. The big thing here is Vitus Essence, Steel Essence, and then most other things aren't really affected by a booster. Like Arcanes aren't affected by a booster. I don't think Pinions are not affected by a booster, like the Zeramon rep stuff. So it's going to mostly be just big Kuva farming time. And it will be a very, very good, it will be the best Kuva farm in years. Basically, since the Steel Essence nerf, when it stopped coming from Acolytes, this will be the best Kuva farm since then. So I honestly would say it might be worth reinstalling. It's going to be the same missions you've been running, but you'll be getting double the amount of resources compared to if you weren't in a double resource weekend. So in that regard, it's worth installing. Maybe they'll like make the game exciting again or something like that, where there's like some new, on Deviri, like, hey, having Kuva is actually good, because of course, if it's an open world, they're going to have new resources, period. I mean, that's just how open worlds in this game are. There's like 50 new resources on the open world, and then there's 50 is a little bit of exaggeration. Let's call it like 20 or 15. So all this farming is not going to really be tied to the new open world at all. But, if you are interested in Rivens, more Kuva is more rolls of your Riven, I guess. So you can get plus range and plus cold like 3 times in a row, like I always do. But either way, guys, just a news update for you. Hopefully it was helpful to you, and I will see you later tonight on Twitch. We will be streaming Warframe, working on some builds, and then we might move on to some other game afterwards. So I'll see you guys next time. Peace.